All right. Welcome back to Coffee Meets Murder, where the coffee is hot and the stories are ice cold. The truth pours slow. I'm your host, Levon.
I'm Janalis.
And today's case is one that the world watched unfold in real time. It's a story involving fame, triumph, trauma, fear, domestic tension, and the thin line between a tragic mistake and murder.
Is this like a Valentine's Day special?
It is. Because Valentine's Day would be this Saturday.
Yes.
So, to understand what happened inside that bathroom, we need to understand who Oscar Pistorius. Pistorius, yeah.
Interesting last name. This happened in the bathroom.
It happened in the bathroom.
In the bathroom, oh, right.
So we need to get who he was before the shooting, who Reeva Steenkamp was as a woman, a daughter, and an advocate, and why their relationship carried storm clouds that many people didn't see until it was too late. This is a case about identity, ego, fear, rage, and the way a single moment can destroy two families forever. So let's begin with Reeva. So, before she became a headline, Reeva Steenkamp was a person. Obviously. She was born on August 19th, 1983, in Cape Town, South Africa.
South Africa?
Yeah, a long way from here. Her parents, Barry and June, described her childhood as a warm, bright, full of laughter. Reeva was a kind of a child who stuck up for smaller kids on the playground. I could hear...
I can't do.
The toy.
Yeah. Hey.
Maxwell. Thank you. The kind who quietly helped stray animals, has the one over there who continues to squeak his toy.
He's not a stray.
It's about to be. The kind who didn't like seeing others hurt. And here he comes. Growing up, she was known for her intelligence. Her teachers praised her work ethic. She had quite confidence. The kind people noticed without her even trying. Reeva studied law at the University of Port Elizabeth. She planned to practice after earning her degree, but modeling opportunities kept coming her way. So she became a well-known face in South African fashion and cosmetics. But law remained her long-term goal. She wasn't shallow. She wasn't just beauty. She had depth.
Okay, so recap. She was into like the beauty industry, makeup and clothing.
Right, but her real passion was
law.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know why she never, or does she pursue that? And I just get ahead of myself. Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay. I don't need your attitude.
No attitude. She volunteered for women's safety causes. She spoke openly about gender violence in South Africa.
Okay.
She told friends she wanted to use her career to advocate for those who couldn't speak for themselves. It's important to remember this. Reeva cared deeply about women who were harmed by the men who claimed to love them. Remember that.
Okay.
And she would die at the hands of the man she was dating.
Oh. I apologize for the squeaking in the back.
Yeah, he's just not going to stop. It's okay. So, to understand the identity of this case, you need to also understand Oscar Pistorius and his rise. Oscar Leonard Carl Pistorius was born November 22nd, 1986. He had, might say this wrong, he had fibular hemimelia.
What is that?
Meaning both fibulas were missing from his legs.
Okay. I know I'm a teacher, but where is the fibulus?
In his legs. And that's as far as I know what that is.
So it's some part of his leg.
Yeah. So before his first birthday, both his legs were amputated below the knee.
So he has no legs.
Has no legs, correct. Although below the knee, it's more like, yeah, no legs, no legs.
Like a nub.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Both? Yeah, it does. From childhood, Oscar carried a chip on his shoulder, the size of a mountain. He wanted to prove himself. He wanted to outrun pity. And he wanted the world to fear him. Not feel sorry for him.
Oh, fear him? I was like,
yeah, it was a little
red flag.
It's the wrong place to put a pause. His mother pushed him relentlessly. She told him and his siblings, and I quote, allegedly,
okay.
Oscar, you put your shoes on. Carl, you put your shoes on. Oscar, you put your legs on. No excuses. No softness.
Why?
I don't understand if that is a horrible thing to tell the kid.
Why would you say that?
That is.
That's true. I can't.
I don't want to laugh, but that is such a horrible thing to tell the poor kid.
Put your legs on.
You put your shoes on. You put your shoes on. Oh, you put your legs on. That's horrible.
It is. Why would you say that? He has like half a leg.
That's really bad.
I can't.
So, by the 2012 Olympics, Pistorius was a global hero. They called him the Blade Runner, the man who ran on carbon fiber blades and inspired millions. But success didn't erase his flaws. Friends described him as paranoid, quick-tempered, possessive in relationships, obsessed with safety, guns, and the idea that the world was full of threats. He slept...
So we're talking about Oscar here. That's how his friend described him?
Yeah.
So he had a lot of issues.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all like from a complex from him having...
I guess so, yeah.
Like his issue where he doesn't have from the knee down.
Yeah. He slept with a firearm. He kept multiple firearms in his home. And he spoke often about intruders, break-ins, and world case scenarios.
But who's coming for you, dude?
I have no idea. I guess maybe he was becoming famous. He was in the Olympics, and maybe in his mind he was like, "Oh, they're coming out to get me."
But that's like borderline schizo.
Yeah,
right.
You could say that.
I don't want to say that he is, but that's like schizo behavior.
Sounds like it. It's also paranoia.
Right. That's what I mean.
It goes hand in hand.
Yes.
To the outside world, he was a hero. But behind closed doors, he was anxious, impulsive, and tightly wounded.
See, that's more than paranoia. You don't think?
No, I for sure.
You know.
For sure. So, Reeva and Oscar met in November of 2012. The relationship lasted only 3 months before her death.
Oh, okay.
People described it as a warm, at first, glamorous, exciting, but quickly complicated.
I mean, that's how all relationships should start, right? Warm and exciting, and it's very new, and you guys, you know.
Yeah, the honeymoon stage.
Mm-hmm.
Friends of Reeva later testified that she was beginning to reconsider the relationship. There were arguments, which everybody has arguments. Oscar's jealousy surfaced. Reeva confided in friends that he could be controlled. Ten's text messages would later back this up. One message from Reeva said, and I quote, allegedly, "I am scared of you sometimes and how you snap at me."
So he had anger issues, like whatever he was portraying or had within him with the whole paranoia thing in that phase, he was like now throwing it on her.
Yeah.
So he had anger issues on top of the paranoia.
Yeah. There was another text message that said, "You make me happy 90% of the time. The other 10%, you scare me."
Was that the 10% that killed her?
Yeah. These messages were introduced during the trial. They're not rumors. They're documented evidence. This wasn't a perfect romance. It was fragile.
I mean, that is documented evidence, right? Where it's proof that you show that she was scared of him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like what built up to this moment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So emotionally off balance and heading toward a breaking point. On February 13th, 2013, Reeva arrives at Oscar's home sometime after 6 p.m. The evening appears to be normal. They had dinner, some quiet time, and phone activity slows down. Throughout the night, neighbors would later report hearing what they described as talking.
Like they were talking outside or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were hearing voices or possible arguing. Like they could hear it from like coming from that house. You know?
Okay.
The timeline is crucial. Around 3 a.m., something happens. Something that wakes Oscar up. Or something that was already happening. So we'll break it down step by step. Here's what we know for certain. At approximately 3:10 a.m., Oscar Pistorius fired 4 shots through his locked bathroom door. All 4 shots were grouped relatively close, consistent with a trained or familiar shooter positioning intentionally. 3 of the shots hit Reeva Steenkamp.
Kneecap?
Steenkamp, her last name.
Oh. I'm sorry. Stupid.
So now, let's talk about the forensics. Clinically and respectfully, Reeva was struck.
Wait. So, around 3 in the morning,
3:10, yeah.
they report arguing.
No. At 3:10.
No. At 3 in the morning, in the middle of the night, neighbors hear arguing. People talking, but what people...
Night, yeah.
Right, throughout the night. And then, after the arguing, at 3 in the morning, is when they hear a bunch of gunshots. And then once they have the gunshots, forensics finds out that it was through the bathroom door.
Well, I mean, it doesn't take forensics. You go there when the cops go there.
Okay. Revert back to what I was trying to say. But it was on the same mainframe, meaning it was very intentional. It wasn't just like crazy.
Correct. So somebody who's like, oh my God, the rounds would just be like
all over the place.
All over the place.
But this was like...
This was very like
trained.
Perfect. Like he was aiming there.
Like if they went to a shooting range.
Exactly.
Like,
but he does shoot. He likes guns. But no, this was like he waited, he aimed, and he shot.
I feel like if you have an issue like him, like there's like a certain level of paranoia that you should have, and if you pass that level, you cannot have a gun.
Of course. So she was hit in the right hip,
okay,
in the right arm,
nice,
and once in the head, which was
God.
the fatal wound.
That's sad.
Medical examiners determined that she fell backwards onto the magazine rack inside the small toilet compartment, and she died within minutes. When Oscar broke down the door with a cricket bat, Reeva was already critical to non-responsive. And this is the part where the world split into 2 interpretations. So, half the world, was this a terrified man shooting at what he believed was an intruder? Or was this a man in a heated argument who had fired in anger, knowing Reeva was behind that door?
Okay, so before you tell me, what do you think happened? Like before you know the ending and everything, like what was your initial assumption? Because like you said, there could be 2 things. There could be that he knew she was behind and he did it intentionally so that it's easier for him to do it, right? Because he had it's sort of premeditated because it's sort of premeditated, right? He knows that she's back there, so he had grabbed the gun, unless it was on him already, and he shot. Or someone did come in, intruder, stealing, trying to kill them or whatever, and then did end up killing her. But the thing is that if that happened, why did nothing happen to him?
Well, at the time, for where we're at, believed that somebody was there breaking in, and then he shot at the intruder breaking in.
But then, did it find other like bullet holes or evidence of the fact that he shot elsewhere in the house?
No, it was just towards the bathroom.
So then what, he was just facing the bathroom door and it went through the bathroom door and her?
He heard a noise. She was in the bathroom.
She was in the bathroom, but what I'm saying is that if he was shooting at a third person, right, and the third person, since you just said there was no evidence of any other bullet holes or any evidence of it being shooting anywhere else in the house but the bathroom door, what was the third guy doing? Standing in front of the door? And so Oscar went ahead and shot through that guy, through the intruder, which then the bullet hole proceeded to go through the door through her. That's impossible.
No. He shot towards the bathroom. He heard the noise, right? He wakes up.
Mm-hmm. So the intruder was inside the bathroom, but it was really her?
In his mind, yeah. When he shut the door.
So then if this goes to trial, is it like I'm pleading insanity because I'm crazy?
Well, let's go through the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
So, the courtroom would become the battleground for that question.
Okay.
But before we get to the trial, we need to walk through the immediate aftermath. Neighbors reported hearing sounds like crying after the shots.
So she was crying. She was probably in pain.
Well, it's kind of impossible for her to be in pain when she just...
She died in minutes. Never mind.
Yeah, remember she got shot in the head.
So then do you think that he acted out of anger or possibly the assumption of he thought it was an intruder and then...
Realizes it's her. Then he's crying.
Or regretted it.
That could be it. Other neighbors heard Oscar yelling for help. So that theory
finds out that,
he carried Reeva downstairs. She was bleeding.
He carried her?
Yeah.
How?
What do you mean? He put on the prosthetics.
He wears prosthetics?
Yeah.
You didn't mention that.
He's a Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I forgot that crucial thing.
So he placed her on the floor. A neighbor, coincidentally a doctor, attempted to assist but could not revive her.
He shot her in the head.
Yeah. Police arrived soon after. Officers noted multiple things. 1. Pistorius was frantic, but not incoherent. 2. The home had no signs of forced entry. 3. The bathroom door had bullet holes grouped tightly. 4. A loaded firearm was found on a mat. And 5. Fan positions and lighting raised questions about visibility. The crime scene didn't perfectly align with Oscar's story, nor did it fully contradict it. This was complicated.
Because it was only him and her in the house.
Correct. In court, the prosecution focused on the trajectory of the bullets. So where the shots were fired downward at roughly the angle consistent with Pistorius' height on his stumps, supporting his version, because he did not have his prosthetics when he shot.
So he was like.
So he is not
short.
he's not at a regular height of a normal male. Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is Reeva's position behind the door. She was standing and facing the door. Defense said she was using the toilet. Prosecution said she was retreating from an argument. So one side says that she was just using the toilet.
Right, because they're trying. That's the defending side. They're trying to defend him. So they're like, he thought there was somebody in the bathroom, and she was just using the toilet, and he thought that it was somebody trying to steal shampoo, and so then he shot through the door.
Exactly. But the prosecution says
no. They were arguing, which matches what the neighbors were saying. Exactly. That they were arguing, and I mean, how many times have you done that where you argue and you walk away? Don't look at her.
Anyways, they locked the door. Why would an intruder lock themselves inside a toilet stall? Or why would Oscar not check if Reeva was in bed?
What? Okay, hold on. Sometimes bathrooms have windows that you're able to open and close and like go through.
Right.
But I don't know how this bathroom was, so I can't say.
So why would somebody? Right. Why would an intruder break into a house?
Lock themselves in a bathroom.
Lock themselves in the bathroom.
Well, maybe they, again, in the side of like, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. It's like if maybe he assumed that people were sleeping or not at the house late at night, and when he went in, he was like, "Oh shit, people are up and people are here," and so he hid in the bathroom like as a panic thing. But then that's like a horrible thief. That's
horrendous.
You didn't think this through.
And then, so if you're getting out of bed because you heard somebody breaking in.
If I get out of bed because I heard something, I'm going to assume it's the most normalist thing first before I think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right? Plus, if I'm living with someone and they are not next to me and I hear noise elsewhere, I'm going to assume it's them.
Right.
So I would first check that it's them, and if it's not, then I guess do what I have to do or whatever. But why wouldn't you assume it's them first? Assuming that they're supposed to be sleeping next to you.
Right, and if she's not next to you,
then it's her.
But if she's next to you, then obviously whatever's it's not.
Right.
You know, so.
If she's next to you and there's no one else in the house, then there's somebody breaking in.
Exactly. So the other thing is,
but that's logical sense. Like, he wasn't logical in the head.
Right.
With all that paranoia stuff to begin with.
So one of the other things is the screams. Several neighbors claimed they heard a woman scream. Defense said it was Oscar. His high-pitched voice mistaken for a woman.
How did that go for his ego? Your face. So they mistaken.
Bro, that is what a stretch.
How does anybody keep a straight face in a courtroom when they hear that? I'm sorry. What?
That's ridiculous.
The lawyer literally went up there and be like, Your Honor, it wasn't her screaming. It was him.
No, it was him. It's high pitched.
Do you not hear his
He sounds like a lady.
high pitched voice? I mean, you can just imagine. And the agony that he must have felt.
Well, the agony he feels being called a lady right there. So
the lawyer called him a girl. It was offensive. I can't.
One of the other things is no calls to emergency services were made by Oscar during the critical window. Instead, he called neighbors and his family.
So he waited for her. Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say he waited for her to die before calling anyone, but he didn't. He called the family and neighbors first, which they're going to do what you're supposed to do, which is call for help. The people who are actually going to help.
Yeah. Reeva's text.
I know you're doing it on purpose. What was the text?
It documented fear. It documented arguments.
Oh, her texts from like earlier.
Yeah, her text messages. Mm-hmm. And it also documented emotional volatility.
Gotta brush up on vocabulary.
Yeah, the judge had to weigh all of this. Oscar's trial began March of 2014.
Okay.
South Africa does not use juries. A judge and assessors decide.
So only 2 people?
Assessors. So that's just what it says. I don't know how many assessors.
So the assessors are like the jury.
I guess their version of it.
Their version of it, okay. But the judge has its input between all them as well. Okay. Do judges have their input, or do like the jury do the whole verdict at the end of the day? And the judge decides whether he oversteps that or not.
Yeah, he could overstep it.
Right, but he doesn't sit with the jury and like...
No,
he just says with the jury.
So there are the 12... Here, at least, the United States, the 12 people do their thing. Mm-hmm. They'll come back. One, which is like their chosen like main person or whatever,
right,
will read what they unanimously
all voted
with.
for.
Exactly.
Okay. Right, but the judge had no say in putting his input in there. So
they'll read it, and he himself could decide. You know what? No, that is an unfair decision.
But in the time of voting. He doesn't
he
put
does
his
not.
input.
No, he cannot. They have all 12 are the only people in that room when they're deciding.
Okay.
The atmosphere in court was intense. Oscar cried.
Oh, please.
He vomited during graphic testimony. He insisted repeatedly, and I quote, allegedly, "I did not mean to kill my girlfriend." But the prosecution hammered on inconsistencies. Prosecutor, and I'm going to say his name wrong, Gary Nell, said, "Why didn't you check if Reeva was beside you?" And Oscar said, "I felt vulnerable. I thought she was in bed." And Nell said, "You didn't once say her name? You didn't once think to ask?" And Oscar said, "No."
Going by that you have issues, he didn't realize it was her. You know, he let the paranoia sink in, whatever. Let's go by he's pleading insanity. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming that if you're in that mind frame, you're not going to think logically. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he's pleading insanity, though.
No, not insanity, but if he has all those, like, mental issues where he has paranoia and anxiety and he needs the guns and all this stuff, then I assume, because at the end of the day, we weren't there, I would assume that he wasn't in the, like, that overtook the logical part of his brain.
Like in the right state of mind?
Right. Like, he's not in the right state of mind. And that's all of those issues that he has, I guess, took over. Yeah. Right? Assuming that he didn't mean to, it was a mistake, you know, not the other way around, where he just did it out of, like, because he felt like it. Right. You know, he got angry, and out of anger is why he did it.
Yeah, I mean. So
what happened?
The judge listened carefully
Mm-hmm.
as the world watched. The defense painted Oscar as a scared man with a disability, and the prosecution painted him as a volatile man prone to anger. The judge ultimately ruled.
I feel like he's both.
Oscar Pistorius was not guilty of premeditated murder.
Okay.
But guilty of culpable homicide.
What does culpable homicide mean?
He received 5 years.
5 years for killing a person?
Hang on. But the story didn't end there.
Oh my goodness.
On appeal, the conviction was upgraded to murder because the court concluded Pistorius should have foreseen that firing through a closed door could kill someone. And therefore his sentence was 13 years and 5 months.
That's right. Good.
Reeva's parents were devastated. Obviously. Her mother, June, became a strong voice for victims of domestic violence, and her father, health declined. Their lives were permanently altered.
Mm-hmm. Their daughter died. It would alter anybody's life.
Yeah. Reeva will never finish her law career, never advocate for women she cared about, never marry, never grow old, and she was only 29.
29?
Oscar Pistorius was released on parole in January 2024 under South Africa's victim-centric parole system. He lives under supervision. He maintains he made a tragic mistake. But two families live with a wound that can never truly heal.
Wow.
Reeva Steenkamp wanted to be a voice for women who weren't safe in their own homes. In the end, her own story became one of the most painful examples of that reality. And that is it.
I'm speechless that he tried to appeal 5 years.
He tried to appeal 5 years and...
he got more for it.
Yeah, karma's a bitch.
Huh?
Got him.
Got him.